Alright, hi everybody. It is time to open up the Sun and Moon Burning Shadows booster box. Hoping for some awesome pulls, as always. And let me know in the comments before we get started what you want to see, what you think I'm going to pull, what you'd like to pull. In the earlier video, I asked if anyone's been pulling anything awesome, had any luck getting what you were looking for. If you didn't comment there, definitely comment here. I'm super interested to hear what you all are getting. But anyway, like usual, I'm going to divide this box into the left and right. And I'm going to open up the right side today, well, in this video, and then I'll go straight into opening up the left side, but I want to keep the videos shorter, so I'll split it up like that. But here we go. This is the first pack of the Burning Shadows booster box. Alright, there we go. See if they all open like that. That'd be nice. Alright. So, we start off with a Stuffle, which knows Baby Doll Eyes, the defending Pokemon can't retreat during your opponent's next turn, and Tackle. Alright. Mudbray, which knows Stomp. Flip Coin, if heads, this attack does 20 more damage than 20. Tynamo does Aqua Shock. If your opponent's active Pokemon has any water energy attached to it, it does 30 more damage, which that could be really cool if you were lucky enough to be against a water deck. Obviously, that would be great. Oddish, which has Poison Powder. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. It's a pretty good ability, or not ability, attack. I know that some of the Pokemon coming out and in recent packs have the ability to increase poison damage, so that would be really useful. We've got Duskull, Dark Guidance. Put a basic Pokemon from your discard pile into your bench, which is pretty sweet, and a Spooky Shot, which does 20 damage. Alright, we've got a Reverse Charmander, which knows Scratch and Flametail as a basic Pokemon, and Crabominable, which knows Gutsy Hammer, does 10 damage to itself for each damage counter already on it, and Double Stomp. Flip 2 coins. It does 40 more damage for each heads. So 40 more, which, wow, that's up to 160 if you get really lucky. And I know one of the Victinis out there lets you reflip your coins. So pretty good chances with that. We've got a Fighting Energy, an Acerola, which put one of your Pokemon that has any damage counters on it and all cards attached to it into your hand, which would be really valuable if in the right, if you need to pull up a card, basically a heal card. So we've got Gloom, which knows Stinky Scent. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused, and Razor Leaf, which does 30 damage. Escape Rope. Each player switches their active Pokemon with one of their benched Pokemon. Your opponent switches first, so then you sort of get an advantage out of that, which could be pretty useful, I think. So then, pack 2, and I'll try to just read whatever new we see. I won't reread any of the Pokemon that we've already done. So we've got Charmander. Oops, forgot to put the card out. We've got Porygon, which knows Code Check. Look at one of your opponent's face-down prize cards, which could be useful. I don't see a great use for it, but it could be. We've got Meryl, which knows Bubble. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. And Rollout, which does 20 damage. And then we've got Hoot Hoot, which knows See-Through. Your opponent reveals their hand. And Peck, which does 20 damage. Rhyhorn, which knows Lunge Out and Horn Drill. Alright, we've got a trainer card, Kiawe. Search your deck for up to 4 Fire Energy cards and attach them to one of your Pokemon. Then shuffle your deck. Your turn ends. So that could be pretty cool if you just like desperately need the energy. But your turn does end, so that's something to be sure to note. Alright, we've got Malamar as the rare, which knows Psybeam. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused, and Energy Slosh. You may move all energy from this Pokemon to one of your benched Pokemon. Which, I don't know if that would be useful. Maybe there's a card that makes sense with. Off the top of my head, it seems kind of weird, but yeah, whatever. Alright, we've got Seadra, which will go really nicely with the Kingdra running in this expansion pack. So Seadra knows Water Arrow, does 30 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon, which is cool, in my opinion. I like it. Lunatone, which we saw in the last box, it knows Heal Block. If you have Solrock in play, Pokemon can't be healed, and Lunar Blast. And then we've got a Rhydon, which knows Rock Tumble. This attack's damage isn't affected by resistance, and Mega Horn, which flip a coin. If tails, this attack does nothing, which really stinks. Like, it costs 4 energy, and like there's a pretty good chance of it not doing anything. I mean, that kind of stinks. Anyway, I don't think I would like that. That doesn't seem worth it to me. But let me know in the comments if you think you've got a good strategy for it. I'd be interested to hear. Alright. So we've got Pikachu, which knows Tail Whap and Thunder Shock. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Noibat, which knows Agility. Flip a coin. If heads, prevent all effects of attacks, including damage, to this Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. Which could be really cool, actually. Definitely helps you, get evolved up. So we've got Jupiter, which knows Ambush. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 10 more damage. Tangela, which knows Bind Down. The defending Pokemon can't retreat during your opponent's next turn. There's Rhyhorn, Crabrawler, which knows Light Punch, and Meowstic, which is the rare. Knows Allure, draw 3 cards, and Hand Kinesis. This attack does 10 damage for each card in your hand. Alright. We've got a Fairy Energy card. Bodybuilding Dumbbells. The stage 1 Pokemon this card is attached to gets plus 40 HP. Alright. And we've got Metapod, which knows Ram and Shed Skin. Heal 40 damage from this Pokemon. Then Wishful Baton. If the Pokemon this card is attached to is your active Pokemon and is knocked out by damage from an opponent's attack, move up to 3 basic energy cards from that Pokemon to one of your benched Pokemon. Alright. That could be really useful, especially if, you've only got so much energy, which, we can only put so much in our decks. Whoops. Alright, so we've got Panpour with Water Gun, Pansage with Vine Whip, Esper with Perplexing Eyes. The defending Pokemon's weakness is now Psychic until the end of your next turn. And Sulk, which knows Quick Guard. Prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from basic Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. This Pokemon can't use Quick Guard during your next turn. Brick Break, which does 40 damage. This attack's damage isn't affected by resistance or any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. Alright, we've got Noibat. Potown. Whenever any player plays a Pokemon from their hand to evolve one of their Pokemon, put 3 damage counters on that Pokemon. And awesome, we've got Machamp GX. So Machamp knows Crosscut. If your opponent's active Pokemon is an evolution Pokemon, this attack does 60 more damage. Bedrock Breaker. Discard any stadium card in play. Muscle Punch GX. This attack's damage isn't affected by resistance. Okay. Nice. Pretty cool card, I think. It doesn't seem like super special, but I think it's definitely going to be a solid card. Alright, we've got Wobbuffet, which knows Shadowy Knot. This attack does 50 damage for each energy in colorless energy star in your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost. Whirlipede, which knows Spin Turn. Switch this Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon. And Rollout, which does 60 damage. And we've got Charmeleon, Claw Slash, and Heat Blast. Alright. Alright. Got green, so Mudbray, Stomp, flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 20 more damage. Oddish, Duskull. Yeah, we've seen that. Esper, Morlo, which now is just Ram. We've got a reverse rare Lucario, whose ability, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may prevent all effects of your opponent's attacks, including damage, done to this Pokemon until the end of your opponent's next turn, which is pretty cool. And it also knows Submarine Blow, which does 120 damage. So that's pretty sweet, I think. Then we've got Araquanid, which knows Bubble Net. Energy can't be attached to the defending Pokemon from your opponent's hand during your next turn. And Sharp Fang. So that could be really useful, I would imagine. We've got a Dark Energy, Bouffalant, which knows Bouffant Head. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks. And Knock Over. You may discard any stadium card in play. Nice. Electric, Small Appetite. If your opponent's active Pokemon's maximum HP is 100 or more, this attack does nothing. Huh. And Rhydon, which we've already looked at. Alright. More green. So Oddish, Charmander, Marrow, Pansage, and Esper. We're moving a little bit quicker now. We've got Alolan Grimer, which knows Division. Search your deck for Alolan Grimer, put it into your bench, shuffle your deck, and Slippery Sludge. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused.